Hello and welcome to our podcast, That's What She Said, where we talk about sex very openly, very candidly, very explicitly. It's X-rated, G3, I don't know what past.
Aura.
It's the Aura podcast.
R-S-T-U-V.
So I want to talk about, well, first we should introduce ourselves, right? Yes. So my name is Caridad. Should we say our sexual orientation? I feel like that's... I'm straight, I'm married. I mean, we're going to be talking about sex, right? So I think it's kind of important to see like where our perspective is coming from. Mm-hmm. But yes, and to you. Oh, and I had to, oh yeah, God.
That plays a lot in your sex life.
Why you tell people that? I'm single, I'm looking.
I like that plays a lot.
Thank you. That plays a lot into sex. Yes. But I'm interested in learning, and I want to see other people's perspectives and gain other like knowledge. So I think that's why it's really important to talk to other people about what they think about it. So
and normalizing it.
Yes. Right. Because women don't talk about sex openly. It's for the man. It's not for us to be like, yeah, I fuck these dudes. Like it never goes like that. It's okay for men to talk about that, but not women.
Yeah. I think we have the most fun, women. I think we're the most creative when it comes to sex, and we have the most fun. Anyway, we were introducing. Sorry.
No, that's very important, though. Yeah, that's very important.
Theirs is just like, it's a sword fight. Like, it's a bang, bang, bang. We got to do all type of shit. And we can do all type of shit.
Yeah. No, you're right. And if you think about it, like, everybody does sex, whereas men or women, they're doing it for women, for us, right? Mm-hmm. Like, you think about the music videos and the cars and this, that, and the third. Like, that's all for women. It's a flex for women.
Yep.
So
flexing on my exes.
We hold the power. Pussy is the power.
Woo! That's what I'm... Okay. You are next.
I'm next. My name is Marche, and I am a newly engaged lesbian. No kids, 2 pets, and a lot of vagina.
I love it. Let's see your ring. Ooh, that's pretty.
Ooh, she did good.
I tried to do it with you, but I have no ring.
Oh, and somebody said they married.
I am married on paper. Mm-hmm. But no tan lines either.
Oh,
I know.
You know what that means?
We can talk about that.
We're going to talk about it. Yeah, we are. Because I need to know.
With no ring.
Everybody's like, ooh. Mm-hmm. This is a whole nother part.
Oh, I get questioned about it constantly. Sorry, introduce yourself.
What's the question?
No, you go.
Okay.
No, you.
Hello, guys. So my name is Manal, and I flew in from Britain, and I just flew in from Eritrea. It's in East Africa. But anyways, so yeah, my name is Manal, and I've been married for 3 years now. And I'm straight. We made it through the quarantine, baby. But anyways, I have no kids. I had a dog during quarantine, and now I don't have anybody but my husband.
And I think your religion, too, plays a huge part in all of the things that we talk about, whether it's sex, marriage,
all of
relationships.
Yes.
You know, all of that plays a major role.
I am Muslim. Not bean pie, but the terrorist one. Just joking. That was literally a joke from my husband and his dad, because his dad's like, wait, she Muslim? Is she bean pie or terrorist? And I was like, I don't like any of those.
Do you right?
You Can I just be Muslim?
Right.
But yeah, so that's me. That's me. And I was born in Eritrea and raised in Orange County. So
such a difference. And what time of the year is it for you right now? I mean, it's...
Oh yeah, so it is officially Ramadan, so happy Ramadan to all you Muslims out there. So this is the month where we fast, and fasting from literally everything. It's not just from, most people think like fasting is like, okay, you just don't eat or drink from sunrise till sunset, but it's literally abstaining from everything, from having sex, from eating, from drinking, from talking about anyone, from listening to music. Like you literally
no gossip.
No gossip, girl.
Dang. That was written back then. They were gossiping back then.
No tea during Ramadan.
No, just coffee. No tea.
I guess it is toxic. I mean,
it is.
But okay.
So yeah, but anyway, so it is a holy month. So Yeah, thanks for pointing that out because I can't do anything until I break fast.
Happy Ramadan.
Yeah.
Enjoy your water.
I can't drink water during Ramadan when I'm fasting.
Nothing, literally nothing. See, and that's the thing. I consider myself a dumb American, right? Because there's a lot of things I don't know, and so I think that's important for people. No water, no gum,
Nothing.
nothing.
Because there's friends who are like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna do Ramadan with you. I'm gonna support you, girl. So then they'll come to work with me one day, or like go to the wherever I'm at with whoever wants to volunteer to do Ramadan with me. They'd be coming in with gum in their mouth, water, and I'm like, you're not doing Ramadan because you have gum in your mouth and you drink your water. They're like, nigga, I can't drink water. Okay, I'm out. No, forget it. I ain't doing Ramadan with you. You on your own. I can't support this.
And it's from sun up to sundown.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't get dehydrated? Can't fathom.
But the good thing is because literally it's from sunrise till sunset. So by the time you break fast, I mean, it's not like that now because my mom is not here unless I go to my mom's house. But every single day is like Thanksgiving because once you break fast, there's a feast every single day. So people are like, oh, you're going to lose weight during Ramadan? No, we gain because we eat food all night long.
So what do you like when the sun sets, right? Are you like, I gotta fuck or I gotta eat? Like, what's the first thing you're like, I gotta do?
At the same damn time.
Just fucking eat the dick. Oh yeah, hit that spot. Good.
No, I'm just joking. No, as soon as it's time to break fast, literally, like I'm holding on to that water like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Damn. I get so thirsty. And then you think that you can eat everything, and I literally have like this much on my plate. I eat 1/4 of it. I'm like.
Yeah, because your stomach's small. From like people say like before Thanksgiving, they're like, oh, I'm gonna like fast until Thanksgiving. No, you'll just get full faster.
Yep, but
well, all very interesting. So one of the things is why the topic of sex, and we kind of touched on that a little bit, right? Because it's this thing that's really like taboo for women. It's not very. I feel like still to this day. I mean, it's 2022, and I feel like we still can't really openly really have these discussions. It's a little bit more normal, right? It's not the 1950s, but it's just something that I feel like we talk about, but only to a certain level. Like we're not really getting into it. Like, how did you feel when I told you like we're gonna do this podcast about sex? Like, do you want to talk about sex? Like,
I love sex. I love to talk about sex. I like to think about sex. And sex for me isn't just physical. Like, if I can go into a little bit of a topic, I have this conversation with my fiance all the time that I'm sexual. I love sex, but not everything is like penetration or just sometimes like our sexual relationship involves cooking, showering together, cuddling. It's not just all about, wham bam.
Yeah, so, it's emotional, it's mental. Like there's so many different ways to turn us on.
And the more you turn us on mentally, the better it's going to be physically.
Oh my God.
So the days that she clean up, we have the best sex.
Oh my gosh, can you please say that loud for people in
the days that you clean up, we have the energy for more positions. Just always remember that, okay? Okay.
I have to say though, lately, and I don't know, but like when I'm too turned on, I feel like my vagina's like, what? Like I'm like, why are you so open? I can fit 3 dicks in there. In exaggeration, but sometimes I hate being so turned on because then I'm just like, fuck, it's just like a fucking hallway. Yeah. Have you ever? And I don't want to say it's a post-kid thing because this is just something I want to before I forget because I cannot stand when men say, oh, she's had kids, so she got a big vagina. That is not a real thing.
I don't believe that to be true.
Those are small dick comments, okay? Because it's a muscle, it goes right back, and there's so many things that you can do to make it even tighter. Like literally, we talked about this earlier. Your body opens up to have a child.
Right.
Your hips move, everything moves to push that baby out, and then everything goes back. So that's such an annoying thing that people say. But yeah, I forgot what my point was. But
little dick energy.
You got a big vagina.
Yeah,
It's ain't a
you
thing.
said yours gets big when you're horny, but it's not like that big, and it's not because of post babies. So
no, not at all. Yeah, it's a muscle. I'll do Kegels right now.
You know,
all the
we'll
time.
start 2. Okay, 1 and 2.
Wow. Kegels are nice.
Kegels are nice.
They're
they
nice.
also kind of turn you on too.
They
Did
do.
you ever notice that?
Yes, and they're a good like stress relief, like instant stress reliever. Fuck a deep breath, bitch.
Right.
Do a deep Kegel. Just take it in, let it out.
That's hilarious. We don't need to tell people to breathe. Tell people to Kegel.
Kegel yoga, that should be a thing.
Trap and Kegel yoga. I want to hear good music, and I'm Kegling, and I'm
Everyone will be orgasming in the.
Everybody be like, oh.
I think we would get arrested. What the fuck is going on in here?
That's a great idea.
It'll be a happy place. It'll be like less violence in the world.
Women would leave there so happy. You could get on with your day. We might try that.
Well, and another thing that's important about talking about sex is that like it makes up a big part of everything, right? Like it's not everything, but it is a lot. Like you said, if everybody like orgasmed regularly or was having healthy, fun, good sex for the man and the woman or woman, whatever it may be, the world would be such a better place.
Oh,
Most of it's just like bent up frustration that people just need to release. I mean,
Like,
sex
go
literally
get
saves
laid.
lives.
Literally.
Go get laid, please.
I'm
Come back.
happier. I'm happier at night in the morning. We know when you work at a job and you work with other women, you like, oh, she got some dick.
Yeah.
Because she's, and you know you got a bitch of a boss, you like, oh, she ain't getting no dick.
Exactly. Like, please go find somebody because I need you to be a little bit more happier.
And dudes will just take anything at work.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's another story. Anyway.
Manal, how did you feel about when I approached you about this? Like, did you feel like this is something you can talk about openly, especially, you know, like...
No. Absolutely not. You approached me about this and I was like, I mean, can we just stick to jokes and comedy? Because that's okay with my family. But talking about sex, I might get killed. But, you know, you guys are all witnesses. If I get killed, it's because I did this podcast.
She's no longer here anymore.
Next thing you know, you're like, where is she? But no, it's crazy because I've never talked about sex to any of my family, not even my own mother. I mean, my mom has never even talked to me about getting on my period, which we talked about, you know, getting on your period. She never talked to me about sex. We never talked about, there's like, we could be watching a movie or we could be watching TV and there's a sexual act and my mom's like, close your eyes, change the channel. I'm like,
wow.
what? Yeah, so speaking about sex openly, especially, you know, me being Eritrean and me being Muslim at the same time and doing it openly is like a huge taboo.
Have you seen your parents like growing up? Were they clearly they weren't sexual around you, but were they like
No, they were not sexual.
affectionate in the way like?
No,
So
I
you
know
never
what you're
heard
saying.
them clearly, right? You never heard them having sex.
No, I heard them argue.
What? Did you hear your parents having sex?
Not
Never
only
heard
did I
that.
hear it, I saw it.
Mine too. Me too.
Oh my God.
Uh-huh.
It's
Okay,
ingrained in
am I the
my
only
mind.
Me too. Yeah.
Tell us about that
I know,
because
please.
I don't want anyone to think I'm a creep, but I'm gonna be honest. So
creeping.
when you're a kid, I remember vividly. I was 11. I was 12. My sister was like 1.5, and my mom was really loud, and our rooms were right next door to each other. And you would think it's kids in the house,
right.
girl? She didn't care, and I'm not gonna do it, but I know exactly what she sounds like. It's panting.
Has it traumatized you forever?
What traumatized me is I looked under the door.
Oh no.
I did, because I was a nosy kid. I was
Yeah.
like, what?
Yeah,
I
you're
was
like, what's happening?
And
It was
I
that
knew-
big of a gap. For
I
you to
knew
see.
my mom was a freak from that day on. Sorry, mommy, but you know, got us.
Well, I didn't even see under the door. I could barely see like.
No, it was a big gap. It was enough to
You got a
where
little hair when you're a kid too.
She's
I
like,
saw
I see
her
you.
whole bed. I saw everything.
Wow.
Legs up. I saw everything. I know her favorite position. Clearly, it was her favorite. Because everyone in the house knew.
It sounds like you saw her legs up in the air.
Saw everything. And you?
So wait, and I had a few more questions about
Follow
that.
up?
So, yeah. I need to know more. And this was your mom and your dad.
My stepdad.
Okay.
How about she's like, no, it's the milkman.
Right? I'm like the cable guy.
Who that guy was?
It's the Amazon
I
guy.
recognize him.
No,
That's
but it
crazy.
was my sister's dad. But they were very like that with each other. Like
Yeah.
they kissed each other all the time, and
Very
they were
intimate.
just very. I mean, they're not together anymore, but when they were, they were.
Yeah.
They were like kids. They act like teenagers. That's how much they would like do it. Ugh.
That's so
That's so
interesting.
cute. I'm jealous. I never seen my parents kiss.
No.
And I never noticed that was like a thing to take note of until I'm sure you guys have seen the movie The Notebook.
Yeah,
but
yes,
there was a
of course.
point when the main girl says to her mom, I don't see you guys kiss. You guys aren't intimate. You guys aren't affectionate. You don't really know what love is. You don't love him the way I love this other guy. And I never thought of that being a thing.
Yeah.
Like my mom, it was with my stepdad as well, and they were never really like intimate like that. Like, and it was so weird. We were going to Disneyland. Disneyland's forever ruined for me. So we're going to Disneyland. We're in a hotel. This is even worse. We're all in the same room.
What?
Yes. So they're in a bed over there. You know, the 2 double beds or whatever, how it comes, right? So I'm in the bed with my 2 sisters, younger. I'm a teenager. It's very early in the morning. So everyone's asleep, right? Except for me. They think I'm asleep, but I'm not asleep. And it was so awkward because, and I think about this all the time, it was almost as if like my mom wasn't enjoying it. Like she was doing it as a job.
Really?
And I felt so kind of like, ugh. And so what happened was the alarm went off. And so they had to stop because the alarm went off, but then also, so that was, the alarm could wake us up. But I remember this line, I will never forget it. It's like ingrained in my mind. And I always think as a married person, like I never want to feel like it's a job, right? And so my mom says, no, I think it was my stepdad. He goes, this is supposed to be fun. And I thought to myself, I mean, I didn't know back then, but I was like, yeah, my mom's not having fun. You can tell she's not having fun. You know what I mean? And I just thought like, oh, it was so awful. And I have to say, as a parent though, back to your mom situation, which sounded very fun.
I know. That was very fun.
Yeah. As a parent, sometimes you're so caught up in the moment, you do forget, like, oh my God, I'm having sex. Like, I've had moments where I'm like, oh my God, like the kids are in the other room. Like, thankfully they have a sound machine, they're knocked out. So to our knowledge. But like I've had times where, or someone's staying at our house and I'm like, oh my God, did they just hear us? Like, cause you get so caught up in the moment.
Yeah, that I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't care about. Like, I wouldn't care if any adult heard me have sex. But the kids, it wears me out. And I think too, because I'm a lesbian and I think kids are already too curious. So I just don't want anyone's child to ask me, like, what could you possibly be doing in there?
Are you okay? What happened? Why are you screaming?
Right?
Yeah, I was trying to tell my 6-year-old, because my youngest sister is a lesbian, and so I was trying to explain, her girlfriend, and he kept correcting me, like, you mean her boyfriend? Oh. And I was like, no, it's her girlfriend, they're in love, and it was just this thing of like, he was having really like a lot of trouble connecting to it, and I was like, yeah, we'll save this for another time.
Right.
Because
sure,
it's not that serious right now for you to get it.
Right. You're not going to get it. You're going to think about it too much. Yeah. Sex and kids.
Oh, I know. Oh God, this is another awful thing too, and I know other parents can relate because I've talked to them about this, but sometimes when you're having sex, you think about other things, right? Like other things pop into your head.
Like bills?
Anything. Yeah. It could be anything, right?
Bills?
The worst part as a parent when you're having sex is for your kid to pop into your head.
Ew. Right.
It's so frustrating. Like, I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to be thinking about you right now.
Ew.
It's so weird, but it's like you almost like you can't control it. And it's not in like a sexual way. It's just
just a thought.
Something about them pops into your head and it's like, oh my God, here we go. And that's, I think, the thing about women too, is we're so emotionally and mentally engaged in sex that it's like so many other things are happening. And so I want to pose to you, women, what's the weirdest thing that you've thought about while having sex? But we can come back to it.
What's the weirdest thing?
I know, I'm like, what is the weirdest thing?
Or something that was just crazy that you're like, why am I thinking about this right now?
I just randomly will go into a place, especially if I'm high. I'll just go into a place of like, I'm here, but my body is enjoying the pleasure, and sometimes that'll take my mind to a weird candy cane world. I can't really explain it, but
you're like bouncing around.
Right. Well, I'm just like, it's like I go into this fantasy weird cartoon place in my head. I don't know what that's about, and it's like very euphoric. Like my whole body is like excited, but it's not coming. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You ever be too excited to?
Oh my God, I hate that.
I'm not the only one.
I hate that.
Well, you're like, come on, and it's just like
I wish I could remove my brain when it comes time to sex.
Yeah.
That's true, especially because I think when it comes to sex, it's like men are just more physical, where women is context. Like everything that we do, everything that we say plays. Like your whole day can attribute to if you are even gonna orgasm that night. Like, okay, am I okay today? Am I having a bad day? Am I tired? Am I exhausted? And then for most of the time when I talk to a lot of women about sex, it's literally like a lot of women don't even orgasm, especially when it's like straight couples.
Yeah.
It's very rare that women orgasm. They're like, yeah, I mean, I'll have sex, I'll be turned on, but at the end of the day, I can't get out of my head because they're thinking about so many things that they're never like free. You know what I mean? So it's so many things that comes to it, especially for women, that it's just like sometimes you got to check in with your partner. Communication is so major when it comes to sex. Like, check in, talk to your partner, ask them what feels good or what doesn't, or how their day's going, because all of that could attribute. Like, you just can't come in and be like, oh, I'm horny, boom, boom, boom. Like,
yeah, and women sometimes we're bloated. We're
the bloatation.
Girl,
oh my God. Every night.
You might have eaten beans, and you're like, this is not the night. And
if I say one more time, I can't, I'm bloated, Keon will probably kill me. I had to just move on and be like, we're just gonna have bloated sex.
Right.
But what is this bloatation thing?
Bloated sex though, because I got that too, but it's like, what is bloated sex to you?
No, like my stomach is bloated. I look 3 months pregnant.
So then it's like you gotta flip over, or
no, it's just having it. You just gonna rub the stomach.
Are you ever scared you're gonna get gas? You gonna fart?
have you guys ever farted during?
Never, but I'm always scared.
I was like, me either. Thank God.
No.
Sometimes you be like holding it so.
Well, and it's funny because sometimes I'm clenching.
You're like, I can't put my legs up.
Right. Well, and sometimes I'm clenching my butthole, but in that moment, it's also clenching my vagina. So he's like, "Ooh, yeah," and I'm like, "Yeah," because I don't want whatever is on the other end. But I remember queefing and thinking that I farted and being like, "Oh my God." The first time I was like, "Oh my God, it's over." I'm old because my grandma used to do this thing where she would bend over and fart, and it would become this thing where she was like, I can't control it. She was just like, I can't control it. And the first time I queefed, I thought I can't control it.
Like they said, I'm grandma now.
Yeah,
right. She's like, oh dang, mine is starting early. Is this hereditary?
Queefing. I haven't queefed in a long time.
Really?
Well, we don't do a lot of strap-on sex.
I was gonna say, is that what it is? Yeah.
You don't do a lot of that. I mean, I like it, but it's just not like, women.
The
we don't
queefing
have
or
to have the penetration. Like, I just don't need it all the time. So, but I will say, if your legs are up, even if you're like getting, are we saying cunnilingus or are we saying head?
I just love the word cunnilingus though. I just want to name a child that. That's cunnilingus over there with a K.
With a K. Well, I forgot my thoughts. Stupid. Oh, like if your legs are up, do you ever feel like it's too much air getting in and you're gonna fart?
No, I don't know in the moment. It's more so after, and then I'm like, I can't even move because I'm like, this is coming out.
I can't even move. This ain't happening.
Oh my God.
Ooh, that's so funny. Yeah, I don't even remember the first or last time. Like, it's queefing is the whole different thing where the first time it happened, I was like, wait, what's happening?
Right.
Am I okay? What's going on?
It feels like they never all get out too. Like
no.
Right. And then you start laughing, you're like, oh, wait. What the hell?
You be queefing for 10 minutes.
I super agree. I feel like they're in there just like, where's my time? Where's my time?
Are you embarrassed yet?
Right. Walk to the bathroom. Oh my God, it's the worst. Whenever he's hitting it from the back, it's definitely it's gonna be a queef situation.
Oh my God.
Queef attack.
Queef attack.
So getting back on, we do have an outline that we will choose to follow at some point in time.
Sure, yeah.
But I do want to discuss porn.
No porn. I don't do that.
Because I feel like that's another thing that's very, very taboo for women. Especially it felt like it was for me. The first time I ever watched porn was in college, and a bunch of me and my friends. College, yes. And and like it's not, and I feel like a lot of times people like found it under their parents' bed or like a magazine or
my
a VHS.
brother.
Yes, and so I had all sisters. My mom definitely wasn't doing it, watching it, and. Anyway, so we're in college. We go to this video store, the one with the curtain where there's like some secret thing happening back there, which to this day I don't know what's going on back there. But we picked out this tape and we all brought it back to the dorm room to watch it. And it was so weird. I mean, I remember it was like some delivery man came to the house and they ended up like all fucking in the backyard. But I just remember being like, oh, okay, is this what it is?
Right.
Like, I'm not even attracted to any of these people. Fast forward, I don't think I saw porn until maybe like a year ago.
What?
I know, and I'm 35. So
are you liking it again? I mean, again. Are you liking it now?
So ever since college until last year,
it was just, and I had plenty of sex. It was just never this thing of like, let me go watch porn. It just never felt like this need. So fast forward to like a year ago, Keon goes on a cruise for like 3 weeks, and I'm like, oh my God, what am I gonna do with myself? And this was like after I had kids, so I felt like my horniness like got way more intense, and I was in like my mid 30s, so I was like, oh my God, I'll fuck this tree. What is this happening? You know what I mean? And I didn't know what to do, and I remember talking to Sabrina about it, and she ended up sending me like all this porn to watch, and I was just like, oh my God, like I didn't realize how readily accessible porn was.
And how vast, how many categories.
And that's the other thing that dissuaded me, because I would go on Pornhub, and I'm very particular, which is it's almost disrespectful. Like it's like I'm looking for someone who's so perfect.
Me too.
And, like, and then the guy's got to be so perfect.
I don't know why I'm like,
why not?
Then I spend hours looking for it, and then I'm like, you know, fuck it, we're done here. You know,
But it's crazy because we'll look for it for like an hour, and all you need is like 3 minutes.
Exactly.
You ever fast forward to a part, you're like, okay, this one is good, right?
yes.
It's like, oh,
Like, I'm like, all right.
3 seconds.
Right.
Like, oh,
Just help her do her homework already. Jeez. Like it's just a lot of things happening. And I remember finding this one porn, and I just really liked her eyes. It was just so weird. And here I am, just enthralled. She had these beautiful, it's just like the Brazilian woman. She had these beautiful blue eyes, and I was just, so she's in the hot tub with this dude, there's 2 girls. They're giving him head back and forth, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, her eyes, but her eyes are so pretty. And this is just not for me. But I want to find that person that I like, and then just search for their stuff or something like that. But
I'll send you a few people.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a porn connoisseur, but I do like my porn.
when was the first time you watched?
I was.
You were in college, right?
I was 14.
I love it.
I felt my brothers. Guys, this is so embarrassing. Should I say this?
How old is your brother?
My brother's 3 years. I'm 36.
Hey, your brother's 3?
He's 3 years older than me.
It's possible these days.
Right. Now he's 3 years older than me.
Okay, so close in age, yeah.
So he was 17. And I was like the only girl out of a whole bunch of boy cousins. So my brother and boy cousins, they always had porn in their room, magazines, videos, everything. And I remember I found the porn in my brother's room, took it in my room. This is the first time I had an orgasm.
Wait, is it like a CD or is it like a VHS?
It was a VHS, and let me tell you, I put it in.
Describe everything.
I put it in, and I humped a.
No, you're gonna say teddy bear because I've done that too, but it wasn't with porn. Oh my God.
And it was a life-size teddy bear.
Oh my God! I had a loft bed. Oh yes, I had a loft bed, and I remember being up there with this life-size fucking teddy bear, and the ceiling was like right here. Oh my God! To this day, I've never told anyone that story because I'm like, I sound like some weird animalistic person.
I went to town. Okay.
Oh yeah, I was having sex with this teddy bear.
You know what was the worst?
Oh my God.
He was white.
Poor teddy bear.
Mine was a lion. He was a giant orange lion. I went at Six Flags, but after I did it, I went to sleep.
There.
And I went to sleep with the bear next to me and the porn on, and guess what?
Your brother's hot?
Somebody came in. Oh my God.
And my mom, I think she was so mortified.
Oh my God.
That we've never talked about it. She called me nasty. Like I heard her mumbling under her breath. I act like I was sleeping because when she came in, she was like, "What the fuck?" And I was just like,
oh my God.
because I didn't want to face her.
Yeah.
And she turned it off.
When you woke up.
She turned it off, and she went in her room, and maybe we didn't speak for like a day.
Oh my God.
But
I think so embarrassed.
I feel like she kind of felt like hopefully this is how she felt like I got it from my brother. So if you're gonna be mad, you can't be mad that I'm exploring as well. I didn't know.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, I don't think this was my first time watching. I think this was the first time I was like, I'm horny.
Right.
Yeah. And after that day, I never watched it again in my house because I was terrified.
I've been terrified. I was like, oh snaps, I'm just gonna play dead forever.
I was so embarrassed. I was just saying like, my mom thinks I am the most disgusting. I wonder what she thinks about me now.
Right. Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Do you remember like what it was?
It was lesbians. My brother loved.
Really?
Funny, interesting. My brother
That's
loved
crazy.
lesbian porn. He loved
Crazy.
a lot of lesbian porn.
I mean, not crazy because sometimes I think lesbian porn is the best porn. But yeah, it's interesting that that's what he was watching back then. Yeah.
That and be turned on by it. And then
I could not, to this day, I don't like straight porn. I don't. They gotta be really attractive.
And it's usually not the case. It's usually not the case. Or I'm like, it's too much hair down there. Like, it's just, all the littlest things, I'll be like, nope, no.
I don't want to see bumps. Like, I don't want to see old, like hyperpigmentation over there.
I know.
I need your wig to look good. Like,
right.
I feel like I'm like in real life. I'm like whatever. I'm not a critic of anyone, but when I'm watching porn, I'm like, wait, does she look cute? Oh no, that's too much. Like,
yeah.
Like, oh no, that's too much bush. Oh no, look at her nails are chipped. What?
Yes.
I'm like, why are your
yep.
nails?
That's
like,
how I feel.
Anything could distract me from watching it, and I'm just like, this is. So
I'll
bad.
change.
Why am I so judgmental of my porn?
No, it's really bad because I want to just like relax and let loose, and I'm like, I'm finding all these things wrong with it, and it's so frustrating.
You know what I've tried that I like is close-up shots of like whatever I like. If it's, I don't know, like head or intercourse,
yes.
just
Close up. Yeah.
I don't need to see your face. I don't want to know what you guys look like. I just zoom
like,
in.
let me just see this part.
Like,
okay.
it would be like blurbed out porn, like everybody's face is like blurbed out or something.
It's like, let me just get to this right here, please.